Voting is a civic duty. Let's register on the electoral list. This is a message from Equinoxe Television.
Hi there to all of you viewers of Equinoxe Television, 6 p.m. in Douala. It's time for the news. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Major Staris right away. Scandal within the Victoria United Football Club in Limbe. The goalkeeper Eric Parfait in Germany was reportedly tortured by the presence of Opopo Valentine Quine. The latter accuses the goalkeeper of being behind the several defeats the club has had for some time now. The said goalkeeper's mom, speaking to Equinoxe Television today, calls on football authorities in Cameroon to save her son, though a recent video gives the impression all is well within Opopo. We'll tell you detailedly of what is happening in this news edition. Plus, road infrastructure remains a serious problem within Cameroon, be it in Akwaya in the southwest region or Picabendeng in Douala. The locals decry deplorable state of the road network in the country. We present to you the pitiable state of some roads in the country. Still in this news edition, viewers, those are our big stories. We bring to you details and more in just a moment. Welcome back, viewers. Thank you so much for the confidence. We begin with this sad news element from the southwest region, precisely in Pinyin, where some civilians were reportedly killed, allegedly by a man in uniform that was in the northwest region of the country. We could see in the images you have there on the screen, that is, the civilians, about 4 or 5 of them, who were killed in shootouts that was yesterday in Pinyin, and the local population have been lamenting and wondering why the war continues to prolong in the northwest and the southwest region. And for now, relative calm reigns in Pinyin in the northwest region of the country after shootouts which cost the lives of at least 5 civilians in that area. Shall we be telling you more in our subsequent news editions. In other news, the video of a Limbi Lobe raining insults on a national hero NS1D has caused shockwaves and commotion among Cameroonians. Lately, some civil society actors wonder why a hero who gave his life for Cameroon or for the nation could be treated as such. Our reporter for me, Armstrong Sander, compiled some reactions in the report which comes up next.
In December 1990, one of the roles and missions of the National Communications Council in Cameroon is to ensure the protection of the dignity of individuals in the media. This role has, however, come under serious criticisms following the silence of the institution over the insult meted on one of Cameroon's independence fighters, Ernest Wanji, by a controversial political figure, Abe Elimbi Lobe.
I expected the National Communication Council to have come out clear with a communique or a convocation for the said television, including the man who made the utterances. But till now, the National Communication Council is still silent.
Journalist Prince Joel Mokake further accused the National Communications Council of consistently being biased in the application of its rules.
The National Communication Council is yet to react. I am yet to digest. We want to know that the National Communication Council has sanctioned media houses like Equinoxe, where panelists on set simply gave a view, and they did not only sanction the programs, but they sanctioned even the presenters.
Beyond the controversial silence of the National Communications Council, Cameroonians have also expressed shock and embarrassment over the silence of public administrative and security officials, calling on his immediate arrest.
I want to say, and I'll be very categorical, if Elimbi Lobe is not arrested, it means that the Cameroon government has acted freedom of hate speech in this country. Because somebody like Ernest Wanji, with all what he did, we don't see how somebody who parades the street with no impact in the political landscape of Cameroon comes out in a particular TV station to call him a thief or to say he was useless.
Failure to do so will mean that the government of Cameroon has acted freedom of hate speech in the media.
We know that hate speech is one of the tools the Cameroon government has been using for a long time to divide and rule Cameroonians. But I think 2025 should be a year with exception.
A key leader in the fight for the independence of Cameroon in the 1950s, Ernest Wandi was captured in 1970, tried and condemned to death. On January 15, 1971, he was publicly executed in Bafoussam in the West region.
Sad indeed. Now let's talk about the poor road infrastructure in the country. We begin first in the southwest region, where the people of Akwaya have lamented over the unavailability of good roads to transport both themselves and also goods. No bridges on rivers along the road. Rocky hills, dust are what the people have to do with on a daily basis. Drivers and riders are forced to stop from time to time to repair their vehicles before continuing the journey. Rex Afon paints a picture of the suffering of those people in Akwaya in the report which comes up next.
Traveling to Akwaya is a daunting task. This is because of all the 3 roads leading to the subdivision, only one is motorable. This is the motorable one. It links Amana in Nigeria to Akwaya town.
We have no road in Akwaya. Even our bridge in Akwaya here, in some streams in the road are very bad. So we are facing challenges in Akwaya here concerning the road issue.
Only skilled riders and drivers dare to use this road.
The road don't bad. We get to stop. The intergallop in the one will come out.
The road is very bad. There's a lot of muds in the roads, in fact, so on and so forth. Yeah, so the road is not fine, it's too bad. And only in the dry season that we can manage the roads, because only dust, dry season, and only motorcycle that you can use.
Most people within this area are forced to transport their goods on their heads from the farms to the markets.
In Akwaya, we used to manage bikes to transfer the load. Like some people that are in the village, far distance, they transfer load on their heads. Before when they reach Akwaya, they use bike to transfer the load from Akwaya to Nigeria.
This is River Amele, the dividing line between Nigeria and Cameroon. It is also the gateway into Akwaya subdivision. As you can see on both ends of the road, that is in front of me is Nigeria and behind me Cameroon. They are both similar in nature. This seems to be a joint effort to frustrate or to cause misery on the people of Akwaya, who are obliged to use this road to transport both themselves and their goods. Where we stand is where those who are traveling have to go down from their bikes and walk through this place on foot in order to get to their destination. Some will fall into this water, and in rainy season it is even worse. Akwaya subdivision has been existing since about 1963, and almost 63 years later, after that time, they still go through this sort of misery. The state of the road is actually bad. As you can see, there are some sunflies that are disturbing me. It just shows the disturbances that the people of Akwaya have to go through in order to survive within this area, which has already been marred by insecurity. Reporting from River Amele, which is the gateway into the Akwaya subdivision, I am Rex Afon on special assignment for Equinoxe Television.
Thank you so much, Rex, and courage to you. But we stay with you, Rex. You don't go away. You tell us that still in Akwaya, the people complain of the unavailability of adequate medical facilities to address their health challenges. This has resulted to several loss of lives. Patients who need proper medical care or attention are evacuated to Nigeria, where there are appropriate structures to meet their health challenges. This has caused some of the inhabitants of Akwaya to wonder why the must go to another country, that is neighboring Nigeria, to get treatment.
The ongoing armed conflict in Cameroon's English-speaking regions has dealt a serious blow to the people of Akwaya, especially in the health domain.
We're having a general hospital owned by the government or managed by the government. But some few years back, it was burned down by the separatist fighters, and it was moved to Three Corners, late Pa Chili's house, where the nurses and the midwives are taking in charge of the health situation in Akwaya. Like for the medical doctor, because of the insecurity in this place, he's not always stable here. He comes once in a while when there is emergency.
For cases that needs serious medical attention, they are referred to neighboring Nigeria. Some do not even make it there due to the poor state of the roads.
Like the primary health care, like antenatal clinic, they used to attend it here. But as far as when serious medical attention is being needed, they used to refer the cases to Nigeria. When the nurses try and they see that there is no way, and in the course of late referral and because of the bad route, sometimes getting to Nigeria, so many patients died before reaching Nigeria.
This entire process is seen to be abnormal by denizens here.
We cannot be in our country and now taking our patients to Nigeria to go and treat. That's an abnormal thing. So we have to have our own hospital here in Akwaya, which is our country, Cameroon.
Aside challenges in the health sector, these people do not have electricity. Some of them feel abandoned, and critics have said they have the right to feel that way, considering the precarious living conditions they have been subjected to.
From Akwaya, we come back to Douala, where people plying the Peka 14, Peka 21 stretch of roads are decrying the dusty nature of the roads, which is making them prone to cardiovascular diseases. According to them, the dusty road accounts for the numerous accidents recorded on that stretch. Immaculate Fogwe takes us to this stretch of road that is linking Peka 14 to Peka 21 here in the economic capital, Douala.
Welcome to Douala, economic capital city of Cameroon. We are currently on the stretch linking Peka 14 to Peka 21. Road users on daily basis do not only have to worry about the bumpy nature of the road, but also its dusty state, a situation that has made them prone to accidents, leading to several fatalities. When riding on the stretch, we are extremely prudent because most of the times the dust gets into our eyes. When I wear my helmet while riding on the road, my vision is equally affected because the dust blurs my helmet. Also, the road is very slippery, reason why some bikes tumble, resulting to fatalities. We have recorded at least 4 deaths on this stretch. Students who use the stretch to head to the Peka 17 campus of the University of Douala say they are obliged to use a scarf and wear a face mask in order to prevent their bodies from being entirely covered by dust. Every morning before coming to school, I make sure I have a scarf, a face mask, glasses, and all of this is to prevent myself from being completely covered by the dust. It's really challenging for us. We leave our homes neat, but arrive at campus very dirty. Residents express their frustration about the bad nature of the roads, coupled with a variety of health complications such as lung disease, irregular heartbeat, asthma, coughing, and many others which they are exposed to on daily basis. We often get sick. Almost everyone in my home has cough. We buy drugs every day. Even our houses are not spared, despite the fact that we often lock the doors and windows. While waiting for the ongoing road construction project to be over, road users will have to either be smeared by mud or covered by dust as they ride through the Peka 14 Peka 21 stretch of the Douala Bunepupa road.
That's our reality. And still in the Littoral region, the Mao Bridge in North Makumbe, still in the Littoral region, has reportedly been abandoned and left at the mercy of the local population. According to the people, wrong information has been sent to the Minister of Public Works that the bridge linking Dombian and Biam has been completed. They therefore call on the authorities concerned to investigate and reconstruct that bridge. Mala Glory with details.
Bridge looking more like a death trap links two localities, Ndobian and Biam in North Makumbe in Opankam Division, Littoral region. Inhabitants say Maho Bridge was abandoned just after the construction project was launched 6 years ago.
That pond never finished. Since the time the dam don't come put iron inside the water, they never pass again. Some means a fee take for someone will come look am. If that pond not finished, but if not, that Maho way the Helie, Jam and the Jam, that pond never finished.
The population are disappointed after the Minister of Public Works told the head of state during New Year wishes that the Maho Bridge has been completed.
La population est vraiment désolée parce que le ministre dénonce que le pont a été défait. Même maintenant, là, si vous voulez envoyer les gens sur le terrain.
This old man says in the month of June, water covers the bridge, thus preventing locals from crossing over. He goes further to explain how school children suffer, and he wonders why the minister should say the Mao Bridge is completed. To him, the minister got wrong information. The population decry the fact that the project has been neglected, thus leaving the people to suffer. They say either the minister was misled or he was referring to a different bridge. They therefore call on the authorities concerned to take immediate actions to repair the Mao Bridge.
In other news, we take you this time around to the West region, where a woman in her 50s reportedly committed suicide in Bafsam. Her corpse was found in a bush in the Chipu neighborhood with no traces of physical torture. According to some inhabitants, she complained of being abandoned by her own children. Cedric Chakutu has the details.
Having disappeared 6 days earlier, 50-year-old Geneviève, resident of Toket neighborhood in Bafusam 3 subdivision, was found dead in a field not far from Chipu. Her body was found in a state of decomposition. My junior brother, while he was manipulating his phone, saw a cloud from afar and quickly alerted my mom, who on her arrival went and checked what it was. On her arrival on the spot, she saw the lifeless body of the woman and so alerted the neighborhood. The message of the macabre discovery was quickly transmitted by the police to the relatives of Geneviève Signé, a teacher at the Toket Public School, who arrived at the scene and clearly identified the remains. It is since 8 a.m. I was called that the lifeless body of my colleague was found in the bush. Her body was found in the bush with no traces of physical torture, and so it is suspected she could have committed suicide after a letter she wrote was found on the spot. She once told us that she borrowed 200,000 francs. And we had a marriage and she was the one who was receiving the money. We really don't know what happened. According to neighbors, Geneviève would have threatened several times to kill herself due to her illness, but also due to the abandonment of her children. All for her was her health. She was always complaining of the fact that she was abandoned by her children. After quick investigation, the lifeless body was handed to the family, who immediately proceeded with the burial in Banok Penkamishe subdivision.
Now in news outside the country, we begin with updates on the health condition of the Holy Father Pope Francis. Prayers for Pope Francis' recovery have continued worldwide since he was admitted to in the hospital that was on February 14 with bronchitis and also pneumonia. As of now, the pontiff's condition remains serious but has shown some slight improvement. Doctors have reported no further episodes of respiratory distress following a respiratory crisis that was most presently. Also, on Monday marked the 3rd anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. A dozen leaders from Europe and Canada visited Ukraine's capital on Monday to discuss on resolutions. A roundup of the stories and more with Lucy Nguis.
Holy Father Francis has shown a slight improvement in his health and was able to resume some work on Monday, according to the Vatican. The Vatican reported no new episodes of asthma-like respiratory distress, and some laboratory tests indicated improvement.
Pope Francis is in very, very fragile health.
On Monday, the Pope received the Eucharist in the morning, and he is currently being treated for pneumonia in both lungs. His mild kidney insufficiency is being monitored while the oxygen therapy continues. The Pontiff's health crisis has led to his absence from regular Vatican appearances, prompting many Catholic Christians to gather at the St. Peter's Square to pray for his recovery.
I am sure that he is receiving all the necessary care here, and that they are doing their utmost to get him well and send him back to the Vatican in the best possible condition.
Doctors are maintaining a cautious prognosis due to the complexity of his health condition. Elsewhere, the United Nations General Assembly has rejected a U.S.-backed resolution calling for an end to the war in Ukraine due to its failure to acknowledge Russian aggression. This decision came on the 3rd anniversary of Russia's full-scale invasion. Instead, the Assembly approved a European-supported resolution demanding the immediate withdrawal of Russian forces from Ukrainian territories. Efforts by Washington to pressure Ukraine into retracting its own resolution in favor of the United States proposal were unsuccessful, as Ukraine opted to adopt the European amendments that clearly stated Russia's invasion violated the UN Charter. President Donald Trump noted a significant distrust between Russia and Ukraine, but suggested that it is in President Putin's best interest to negotiate a deal to end the conflict.
In sports, let's move to one of our big stories. Let's talk about the supposed scandal within the Victoria United Football Club in Limbe. The goalkeeper Eric Parfait-Germany was reportedly touched by the presence of Opopo Valentine Quine. The latter accuses the goalkeeper of being behind the several defeats the club has had for some time now. The goalkeeper's mom, speaking to Equinoxe television today, calls on football authorities to save her son. Smandika Gabriel tells us what is happening at Opopo.
The mother of Victoria United's goalkeeper Eric Parfait-Germany laments after seeing her son's poor state at the Victoria United's base in Limbe. According to the mother, whom we met on the streets in Pepanda neighborhood of the Douala 5 subdivision, it was after the son had informed her of the maltreatment being given to him that she traveled to Limbe but had to use wisdom entering the player's base. Knowing if I presented myself to the washman, I wouldn't be allowed inside, I forced myself into the hostel and saw my son. Immediately I saw him. I asked my son to undress and I noticed all was okay, and the only abnormal thing I saw was the mark left on his body by a whip. The mother of Eric Parfait-Germany says the son has been tortured in a different room for days before she could be informed about it. They have been beating me since that I should sign. I asked him to sign what? I sensed that the phone was taken away from him. When I insisted, he picked. I asked where he was. Then he told me the same place he signed his contract. I met my child totally traumatized and not okay psychologically. As it stands, the woman says the son will have to stop his football career if this is what it takes for him to build his career. All I'm asking from Cameroonians is for them to help me get my son out of danger, because I no longer want him to play football again. In a media release, the communication officer of Victoria United, Elvis Kang, says the accusations which have been circulating on social media are all fake, and Victoria United is out to encourage and develop young talents. Afe.
And shortly after the mother's outing here in the economic capital Douala, Victoria United also shared a video giving the impression that all is okay within the team. Victoria United put up that video that was earlier today on its social media handles presenting their goalkeeper Eric Parfait Germany with other players at the players' hostel in Limbe. According to Eric Parfait Germany, who is seen in the video, he is well and in good shape, and that all the information on social media are not true. Eric Parfait Germany also said it was in good condition, that he received the mom in Limbe. That was some days ago. The question is, who is not telling the truth? That answer is still in the air. And viewers, that was what we put together for you tonight. Thank you so much for always being with us. Our programs continue this evening. Equinoxe World comes up at 7 p.m. with Sega Langutu, and the news in the French language comes up at 8 p.m. with Julien Beth Bisay. Until then, see you again tomorrow, same time, God willing. Bye-bye for now.